We can read some pastimes in Nityananda. Chaitanya Bhagavat is very much full of pastimes in Nityananda. Because of Vrindavan Das Thakur, he's the devotee of Nityananda. Actually, there's one dream. Once Mother Sachi had a dream, and in the dream she saw Krishna and Balaram on a throne, on the Singhasan. Krishna and Balaram were established there. Then she saw Nityananda Prabhu. She saw Nityananda Prabhu was standing there, and he was pointing his finger at Balaram, and he was telling Balaram, "Listen, Balaram, get down. Get down from that asan. You have no place for you get down. I'm putting my Lord Gauranga there. Your time is over. Your time is over. You get down from that asan. It is time to put my Lord there. You're trespassing. You're a usurper of the asan, the Singhasan. Your time is finished now." And Balaram said, "What? My Lord is Krishna. I worship Krishna. He is my Lord. I serve Him in every possible way. Who are you? What are you speaking?" He said, "Hey, I'm Nityananda. Your time is up. It's time to worship Gauranga. It is His time now. He is my master is Gauranga." And Balaram said, "Oh, what?" And then they started wrestling on the Singhasan. They're fighting, and then Nityananda defeated Balaram. So Nityananda, he pulled Balaram down from the throne, and then he said, "My Gauranga is going there. It is time for his worship." So Mother Sachi had this dream, and she woke up. Whoa, was I dreaming? So this is a fact, that Balaram has come, that Krishna has come as Gauranga, and this is the age of worshipping Nitai and Gauranga. Nitai is the greatest worshipper of Gauranga. So this is one pastime that's told. So the beauty of the birth is described. We should describe the birth of Nityananda. In Ekachakra, it's described here by Vrindavan Das Thakur. I'll just describe some of his, after he was born. It doesn't describe specifically much, but he was born in Ekachakra. He was the eldest son. It said he was the eldest son of his father Hadai Pandit and Padmavati. Everyone was captivated by his beauty. And he was performing various childhood pastimes. Hadai Pandit, his father, loved him so much that he would take him wherever he went. Wherever Hadai Pandit went, he would take his son. He could not live for a moment without seeing Nitai. When he went about doing his work, going to the fields, attending the pilgrims, or going marketing, Lord Nityananda would always accompany him. If Nityananda fell behind his father became very anxious and would look repeatedly behind to check whether Nitai was continuing to follow or not. He was repeatedly picked up and embraced by his parents and fondled. They loved him more than their own life. Then one day, a sannyasi, by the superior arrangement of the Lord, a sannyasi arrived in Ekachakra, and he asked for some charity from Hadai Pandit. And Hadai Pandit was thinking, yes, this is a great sannyasi, and I'm a Brahmin, I must give him in charity. So he said, "Listen, Hadai Pandit, I'm traveling, I need one brahmachari to assist me. Please give me your son." And as soon as Hadai Pandit heard that, he was thinking, how can I give my son? This same thing happened Ramchandra, when in Ramachandra Lila then was Vishwamrita. Vishwamrita came and he begged, "I have to take your sons, Lakshman, and I have to take Ram, your son, Lakshman, with me." So then, of course, Dasarath was devastated by that. So he was thinking like that. But he was remembering this, and he said, "All right, you take my son." So it's told, Acharyas tell, although it's not written, that sannyasi that came to take Nityananda was Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri actually came to take Nityananda to South India, and during that time he initiated him. Madhavendra Puri was also the spiritual master of Advaita Acharya and Ishvara Puri. So after Nityananda left Ekachakra, his father fell unconscious and cried bitterly. And he went around like a statue, dumbfounded, for 3 months. He didn't eat anything. He remained alive only by his attachment to the Lord. So then he was Vrindavan Das Thakur talks about Kapila, how Kapila left his home and his widowed mother. It goes on like that. So now it describes the travels of Nitai. So Nitai went on pilgrimage for so many years before Lord Chaitanya started his Sankirtan Yajna, or Sankirtan movement. As we heard, Nityananda is 13 years older than Lord Chaitanya. So he was wandering around for some 8 to 10 years, waiting for Chaitanya to grow up and start the Sankirtan movement. When Nityananda entered Mathura, he roared with ecstatic emotion. He felt like a young boy. He was rolling about the ground and playing in the dust of Vrindavan. Sometimes he would never take any food here or there. He was absorbed in ecstasy of remembering Lord Krishna. He would only take some food if some of the gopas or cowherd men would offer him some milk. Otherwise he would continue absorbed in his own internal ecstasies. Nityananda remained waiting in Vrindavan at Shringharvat for Lord Gauranga to manifest his Sankirtan movement. Now it's described here, if anyone hears the meeting or the arrival of Lord Nityananda in Navadvip, he'll attain Krishna Prem. The great devotee of Lord Nityananda is giving this benediction. So what happened is that when Nityananda understood that Gauranga had started his Sankirtan movement, he left Vrindavan and he went to Mayapur into the house of Nandanacharya, and he hid there. Then what happened, one night, Lord Gauranga had a dream. And in the dream of Lord Gauranga, he saw a chariot. And in that chariot, there was a flag over the dome of that chariot. And that flag was marked with a palm tree, with the insignia or symbol of a palm tree. And those who've been to Rath Yatra in Puri, they will notice on the cart of Lord Balaram, there is a gold, it's made with some gold thread or cloth on the green canopy, green and red canopy of Lord Balaram's cart. There is a gold palm tree, because the palm tree is the symbol of Balaram. That is his symbol on his chariot. So Gauranga had this strange dream that he told his associates, last night I had this dream, and in this dream I saw there was this chariot, and inside the chariot there was a colossal figure, and he carried a plow on his shoulders, and his eyes were moving about very restlessly, and he carried a water pot in his left hand, and he had an earring. He had one earring piercing his left earlobe. His whole appearance and behavior seemed like Lord Balaram. And this person, in my dream, he kept saying, Is this the house of Nimai Pandit? Is this the house of Nimai Pandit? He kept saying this. Then Gauranga said, I never saw a personality like that before. And then in my dream I asked, who are you? Who are you? You're such a majestic, amazing person. Who are you? Then in my dream that person said, I am your brother. Tomorrow we shall get to see each other. And then my dream broke. So then what they describe, the next day, after telling that dream, then Lord Chaitanya told his followers, please, you go. He sent Srivas Pandit and Haridas Thakur. He said, please go find this personality. Whoever this personality I saw in my dream, you go look and see. Search every house in Navadvip and see if some great personality has come. Now, they describe the beauty of Lord. So here's Nityananda. This is what Lord Nityananda looked like while he was waiting in the house of Nandanacharya. He was dressed in the clothes of a traveling mendicant or an avadut. Nityananda Prabhu never took sannyas. There's nowhere in any shastra that describes Nityananda Prabhu took sannyas. In fact, his name, Nityananda, is the name of a brahmachari name. Sarup and Nityananda and Chaitanya, these are names of brahmacharis, not of sannyasis. So he never took sannyas, but he was referred to as an avadut. An avadut means one whose particular behavior is not standard. He may behave at any moment in any unusual way. Of course, It's obvious that Nityananda was completely renounced to this world, completely absorbed in serving Gauranga and Krishna. No doubt about that, Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he never took sannyas, he was never a sannyasi. In fact, after some later time, during Puri Lila, when Mahaprabhu gave him the divine command to preach, as we heard, Yari Deki Tare Kaha Krishnupadesh. So he gave him this order to Nitai. Then he said, Nitai, I think it's better you get married. Because you're an avadut and you do so many interesting things. Let's not say strange, let's say interesting things. So it's better you get married, because otherwise if you're moving about as an avadut, going from house to house, door to door preaching, which he was doing, then people might spread some rumors or they may find fault with you and it will be difficult. Better you get married, this will be easier for your preaching. Because otherwise you're a little, let's say, eccentric. Something extraordinary. When Prabhupada was asked to define hippies, one newspaper reporter said, "Can you please define what is a hippie?" And Prabhupada said, "Something extraordinary."